Joining me now, Trump's former acting White House chief of staff during the last shutdown, Mick Mulvaney, and member of Congress, California, Democrat, Ami Bera. It's good to have you both.
Thanks. Good to be on.
Thanks, Chris.
Mick, I mean, what's he playing at, this guy? You know, Ami's going to talk to us about the status of this. They're not really talking because they think they're profiting from this.
Well, there's a little bit of that, Chris, but there's also a lot of tradition here. You're right. This is not the first shutdown. I think we had one in 2013. I think Ami had just gotten to Congress. I had been there for a couple of years. And the Republicans forced the shutdown because we wanted to have a discussion about Obamacare. Nobody negotiated with us at that point. In 2019, for 35 days, Donald Trump and I tried to get more money out of Congress for border security. Nobody negotiated with us. Look, the people who try to use this as leverage are the people who usually give in at the end. It's the clean CR that always wins, and that's what Michael Johnson is defending in this particular circumstance.
Yeah, but isn't that part of the BS, Mick, that you guys all pose in the shutdown, that this is the only chance of leverage to do what has to be done or the American people are going to get hurt, and then you're just playing with it? Shouldn't they come back and pass a rule that you can never shut down again, that there's an automatic CR?
Yeah, we used to we talked about doing that. I think Senator James Lankford has done that since every year since 2011. It just doesn't have any interest in no one's got any interest in voting for it. Look, both sides like a shutdown because it gives the minority a little bit of leverage every now and then. It doesn't ever work, but you do try. Look, I don't feel like we lost the shutdown in 2019 because we gave in. In fact, I think we won because we sent a very clear message of where we were on immigration. I think the Democrats, to their credit, could give in now and claim victory by saying they made health care a big issue. So I don't think it's just about giving in or winning or losing. It's about driving that message.
Look, my problem, Ami, is with his pronoun. We do lose. We, the people, lose. You know, you guys don't lose in terms of the horse trading, although you didn't get the funding for the wall that time around, but maybe it was a rhetorical win. And I think the Democrats are on high ground right now in terms of dealing with the ACA. And I've told you this before, and I'll offer it to you again, Doc. You tell me how you feel about it, Ami. But I think you guys should give the Republicans the reimbursement issue for emergency medical care for unlawful or undocumented immigrants. Give it to them. Say, what do you want to reimburse the states for? What do you want the percentage to be? Here, it's on you. Take it. We care about the people on Medicaid and the ACA and dealing with those subsidies. You don't want to pay them? You don't want to pay them back? Here, take it. You do what you think is right. Give it to them. Let them be seen for what they are and what they're not, and fight the Medicaid fight.
So, Chris, I agree with you, and I agree with most of what Mick said. Nobody actually wins a shutdown. It's the American people that end up losing. And, you know, there's a lot of back and forth that takes place. Look, the contours of getting a deal are here. We know that, the ACA subsidies are going to impact a lot of Americans. If that means we're going to cap those payments and make sure that, folks that are making $250,000, I don't think there's a lot of them that get those subsidies, but great, let's cap those payments. I'd agree with that. If we want to write into the legislation, these funds cannot be used for any undocumented individuals. They can't anyways, but if we want to write that in there, great, let's write that in there. Maybe we can agree to terms and principle without actually having that actual piece of legislation. Open up the government, negotiate on those ACAs. And if they don't negotiate in good faith and they're not willing to come to the table to keep healthcare costs down for most working Americans, November 21st is right around the corner and there'll be another shutdown and we'll say, okay, we tried and you just didn't come to the table and work with us. That's what I would do.
Right before Thanksgiving. Do you think your leadership is feeling the Bera compromise there, or do you think that they're getting the message that you look strong? You look defiant. Finally, somebody's taking it to Trump and his cronies. Stick with it.
I mean, I think there's folks in our base that want to fight, and there's folks on the far right within the MAGA base that want to fight, and not compromise. I don't think that's what the majority of the American people are. And again, I'm with you, Chris, that if we actually said, okay, we'll open up the government, we're willing to negotiate on the subsidies and keep healthcare costs down. We're willing to accept some of what you said in terms of capping who's eligible for the subsidies, writing into the legislation the undocumented cannot, access these subsidies. And then let's negotiate. But if you don't come to the table in a fair way by November 21st, be right back where we were.
Man, I hope your star keeps rising. I got to jump on me, but I really do. Man, you're a fair broker. You have your disagreements, but you know how to disagree with decency, and you're clearly there to serve your constituents. I just wish you didn't have to belong to a party. You know what I mean? Because, man, these parties suck. They suck, Congressman. No disrespect to you. Thank you for being with me, as always. Mick, you don't suck. You're the best. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.